A very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Varsha and I am doing PhD from Department of Physics, Chaudhry Charan Singh University under the supervision of Professor Anuj Kumar. Here I am going to represent my talk on the topic Structural and Spectroscopic Investigation of Bioactive Crystal by using Density Functional Theory method. These are some contents. Introduction of Computational Chemistry. Here I will go to introduce what is computational chemistry, how it works in our work, and what is their application. After that, the theoretical methods. Basically, we are using the density functional theory method, which gives us some properties of a molecule and its application. The basis set. Basically, the basis set we are used to program our molecule to optimize their properties, vibrational properties, etc. Introduction of DPTC. The DPTC is my titled molecule through which we have calculated the properties. The result and discussion, the geometry optimization. By using the software, the Gaussian View and the Gaussian 5, we have optimized the geometry of our titled molecule. After that, we have done the natural bond orbital analysis, which gives us the property, the electronic property of that molecule, the HOMO-LUMO analysis, which gives the reactivity of the molecule, how to react this molecule throughout the system. After that, some conclusion and the future scope of our work. Now, what is computational chemistry? Basically, computational chemistry uses results of theoretical chemistry incorporated into efficient computer program to calculate structure and properties of molecules. What we have done in computational chemistry, we use some softwares or some program to calculate the property of molecule which already synthesized, which have some their experimental properties, experimental results. After that, it calculates the properties of molecule such as structure, relative energy, charge distribution, vibrational frequency, reactivity, and other spectroscopic quantity. Like we can calculate from this method the IR spectra, the Raman spectra, the UV spectra by using some softwares and giving some input file to our software GaussView. This branch of chemistry widely used in the design of new drug and materials. By using this branch, we can design some new drugs and calculate their properties, how they react to the body and how do they react to the other system, and how can they use as an antibiotic and antifungal, etc. Computational chemistry range from highly accurate ab initio method, which we are using in our work, to less accurate semi-empirical to very approximated molecular mechanics method. Here, the computer simulation and modeling. Basically, we have done the simulation of our model. We have some molecule which has already experimental data like FTR. After that, we have simulated over it and then compared our result to our theoretical result to the experimental results. So how do we did it? How do we get the real system? As we have taken some molecule, some crystal, make a model. After that, we are taking its structure and its experimental data or model of system. Overall, we have get it the experimentally or synthesized molecule. Perform experiments, perform simulation, construct approximative theories. In our work, we are dealing with perform simulation. Experiments already done. The construct approximated theory, we have constructed some theory that it will be like this. After that, experimental results we have already. After that, perform simulation, we are getting some simulated results and the theoretical presentation. After that, compare and improve model and compare and improve theory. we compare the experimental and theoretical results to build our theory. Here, what computer simulation says that a computer model involves the expression of the system that is to be studied in terms of some quantum mechanical equation and algorithms. We are using some these method, basically the density functional theory method, solving some quantum mechanical equations and algorithms. By contrast, computer simulation involves the running of a program, computer-based program that contains these equations. What we have done in computer simulation, we are running some programs using some softwares or some other basic sets and data. We have run the programs and get our results. Simulation, therefore, is the process of running a model. This is the process of building a computer model. Here, the advantages of computational chemistry. So the advantage of computational chemistry, so we can measure some following properties by using the computational chemistry, the molecular geometry. As I have said earlier, by using the softwares, we can calculate the molecular geometry of the title molecule or crystal. The electron density. The electron density by using the software, how the electrons are distributed throughout the molecule or crystal. The electrostatic potential. We can calculate the electrostatic potential by using the software, which get in terms of MEP, the molecular electrostatic potential. It gives the picture. In this picture, we get some red, green, and blue colors. By this, we can conclude that the red region is the most negative region, and the green region is most positive region, and that blue region there are some extra charges. And the conformational analysis. By using this computational chemistry, the conformational analysis, like we get some IR spectra or Raman spectra from the softwares when we optimized our molecule, and we have already the experimental IR spectra, and then we can compare this and confirm our theory. A different type of energies. By using this, we can also calculate the ground state energy, the HOMO energy, the LUMO energy, etc. by using this. Determination of the structure of ligand and target through X-ray crystallography and an NMR spectroscopy. The structure of the ligand, when we will use it in the docking study, in other studies, the structure of ligand throughout the software we can calculate by using computational chemistry. Here, this picture represents some computational cost versus accuracy. Here, accuracy, here the number of atoms, which shows the quantum mechanical methods can be deal up to the 100, more than 100 and less than 1000 atoms. So basically, the accuracy in the quantum mechanical methods are good, which is deal only below the 1000 atoms. In molecular mechanics, we can deal up to the 10,000 number of atoms, but the accuracy of the molecular mechanics methods are less. Here we shows up to the quantum chemical methods, we will handle with the atom and small molecules, which have some range of atoms like 50, 60, and up to the 100 atoms. We can deal with these by using quantum mechanical method. And we get the good accuracy by using this. After this, from 100 to near about 10,000, the large compound and nano crystals by using the molecular mechanics, but the accuracy of these type of clusters is a little bit less. And after the 10,000, here we comes to the protein and DNA, RNA. Here, some theoretical methods which we have done. Here, these described by the two methods, the molecular mechanics method and the quantum mechanics method. In molecular mechanics method, we deals with the many atom system. It may be like thousands of and other more than the thousands of atoms. So here the potential here in molecular mechanics, the potential can be taken as the function, so that it is not a accurate method. It takes many more time to solving these equations and so deal with the lots of atoms. So here we are using the quantum mechanics method. In quantum mechanics method, we're dealing with the many electron system. The less number of the atoms, which gives the accuracy of our theory. In quantum mechanics method, we distributed it semi-empirical quantum chemical method, ab initio quantum chemical method, ab initio followed by empirical scaling of force constants. Here, what is semi-empirical quantum chemical method? By using this, we obtain some parameters from the empirical data, which you can say that the empirical data, which is already done by the molecule. So obtain some parameters from this data. It is very important method for treating the large molecules. By using semi-empirical quantum chemical method, we will treat with the large molecules, but it has the slow speed and the low accuracy. So that after that we will go to the ab initio quantum chemical method or ab initio followed by empirical scaling of force constant. The ab initio method or empirical scaling method, both are the same, but in empirical scaling method, we scale some parameters, like we set some basis set and scale some data. The ab initio quantum chemical method is try to solve the electronic Schrodinger equation, which gives the position of the nuclei and the number of the electron, to give the information of the structure of that molecule. It also gives us the some properties like energy density, energies, electron densities, and etc. In these two methods, ab initio quantum chemical method and ab initio followed by empirical scaling of force constant, we will go through the Hartree-Fock method, Molar p-set method, and density functional theory method. Basically, we are dealing only with the density functional theory method. It has the good advantage over all these Hartree-Fock or Molar p-set methods. The Hartree-Fock method is the basically we can say that the Hartree-Fock method is used to determine the approximation method to determine determination of the wave function. Here we are dealing with the wave function in the Hartree-Fock method. After that, the Molar p-set method. It can be a widely used method, but we are not dealing with it. It is a widely used method. It can deal with the approximated correlational energy of the molecule. It is deal with the second order perturbation theory in the simplest manner. After that, the density functional theory method. The density functional theory method is basically a computer theoretical method in which we use some program to run our program to optimize our molecule and to calculate our some properties. Here, what is density functional theory? Density functional theory is a computational quantum mechanical method used in physics, chemistry, and material science to investigate the electronic structure of many body systems, in particular atoms, molecule, and the condensed phases. The most advantage of the density functional theory method is it is expressed in terms of the total density. It cannot use to express the wave function. It uses to express the term total density. So in DFT, total energy is expressed in terms of the total density rather than the wave function. There is an approximated Hamiltonian and an approximated expression for the total electron density. In this method, we have some approximated Hamiltonian and some expression to define the electron density. To do so, we are using the B3LYP, the most popular used method in the DFT, the B3LYP. It is the Beck's 3-parameter method for calculating the part of molecular energy, and due to the overlapping of orbitals, plus the Lee-Yang pair. The LYP stands for the Lee-Yang pair method of accounting of correlational. By using this B3LYP method, we will calculate the our properties of the molecule. Here, how the DFT works. DFT, only up to one electron problem we can solve Schrodinger equation exactly. If we are dealing without this method, so only up to one electron problem we can solve using the Schrodinger equation, as we know about that. Now we have to involve some approximation and tricks. Here we have involved some approximation to enhance the method of the solving equations. So enhancing this, we involve some tricks like Born-Oppenheimer approximation. After Born approximation, we go through the Hornberg-Kohn theorem, which stands that by using this method, we can solve the many electron problems. After that, we are using the functional. What is the functional? Functional is the function of other function. Here we are in DFT, we are using the electron density as a functional. After that, we shall calculate the ground state properties of that molecule by using this method. Here, the what molecular properties can be calculated using DFT. As we are told earlier, some structural, some energetic properties, but we can calculate using density functional theory method. The result of a DFT calculation is an energy value, and it involves using the probability density functions of electrons in a molecule to determine the other properties of the molecule. Here are some properties like molecular geometries, the bond angle, the bond length, the torsion angle, etc. Actually, when we optimize our molecule, then we get optimized data, and we open it in the Gauss view. We will find the bond angle, bond length, and torsion angle, any other properties, the molecular geometry properties of that molecule. The energy changes, the activation energy, the bond separation energy, the energy difference between the conformers. Other properties, the vibrational frequency, dipole moment, as we have told that after optimizing this data by using the software, here I'm using the Gaussian 9 and Gauss View 5.0. We get the optimized data, and going through it, in their results, we found some vibrational frequency, the IR spectra, the Raman spectra, etc. we found from here. And the hydrogen bonding, how hydrogen is interact with our molecule, we can find throughout this method. Here some application of the DFT method. So first is the electronic and electric properties of the molecule. Here we can calculate some band structure of the given system, some dipole moment of the molecules, and ionization energies. The many more electronic and electric properties can be calculated throughout the DFT. The optical properties, the optical spectra, as I have told, the spectra, IR spectra, etc., and the band gap between the highest occupied molecular state and lowest unoccupied molecular state, we can calculate throughout this method. The chemical properties. In chemical properties, we can calculate the rate of the reaction. By using the plotting of the graph, we can use the chemical. We can introduce the chemical properties of this molecule. The structural properties, as we are told, the optimized geometry, by using the software we can calculate throughout this method. And the biological properties, when we have calculate the energy band gap or some docking, by using this method. So this shows the how the molecule interact with the body, and how do it can be used as a antifungal and antibiotic. It can be used in some biological properties. Here we are showing a picture. Here the scientist, the Walter Kohn, who has developed the theory of density functional theory. Basically, he developed this theory in chemistry with the help of Dr. Poppel, and they get the Nobel Prize in 1998 to introduce this theory. That shows that the density functional theory method can be deal with the many electron system and solving the electronic Schrodinger equations. So that the Walter Kohn get the Nobel Prize on this topic. Here are some basis sets. Without using basis set, we cannot run our program. We cannot run the DFT method. So basis set is the main thing in this theory. So what is basis sets? The finite number of atomic orbitals centered at each atomic nucleus within the molecule. Initially, these atomic orbitals were Slater type orbitals, which correspond to a set of functions which decayed exponentially with distance from the nuclei. Actually, when we have the hydrogen-like problem, so in this problem we get mathematically we get some radial part or some angular part. That radial part is going through the Slater type orbitals. The linear combination of the orbitals is going through the Slater type orbitals, and the angular part is going through the Gaussian orbitals. So here the Slater type orbitals, which correspond to a set of function which decayed exponentially with distance from the nuclei. The Slater type orbitals could in turn be approximated as linear combination of Gaussian orbitals, as we have told about the Gaussian orbitals. Types of basis set. Here the minimal basis sets. First is minimal basis set. What is minimal basis set? Here we can say that the minimal basis set, each atom of the molecule is a function of each orbital in a Hartree-Fock calculation. The minimal basis set is the very lowest basis set which is used to calculate the property of the molecule. In this is related to the each orbital of the Hartree-Fock calculation. Here are some polarized basis sets. The example of some polarized basis sets. Polarized means it is polarized by d orbital or p orbital, etc. The example of addition of polarized function d. This is the example of polarized function d, 631gd or 631g star d. Here it means it stands for the orbital is this orbitals, the 631g is stand that the it orbitals is modeled by the contribution of 6 Gaussian type orbitals. The 631g means its total overall orbital is modeled by the 6 Gaussian type orbitals, which is shown earlier. The 6 shows that these are the Gaussian type orbitals. And here the one is the s orbitals, which uses the 3 primitives sp orbitals. Here we can also here some basis sets are also like 321 and like 431. These are only the combination of Gaussian orbitals, s orbitals, and sp orbitals. The addition of polarized function p. Here the p function is added to the our Gaussian type orbitals. It shows that 631g. Here this means is the orbitals is modeled by a contraction of 6 primitive GTOs, and here the addition of the p function is used. the diffuse functions. Diffuse functions added to heavy atoms. It means where we are using with the heavy atoms, we are using the plus type diffuse functions if we are dealing with the heavy atoms. And if we are dealing with the light atoms, we are using the 2 plus to show these are the diffuse function. Exchange and correlational functions. Here we going through the B3LYP is the exchange and correlational function. As we know, the B3LYP is the Beck's 3-parameter exchange functional and correlational functional of Li, Yang and pair. Now, my title molecule is related to the thiosemi-carbazone. So first we should know about what is thiosemi-carbazones. The thiosemi-carbazones are the coordination compound of a variety of geometries and reactivity for used in drug design. Thiosemi-carbanes and their metal complexes exhibit a great variety of biological activity. So here we are dealing with the as we have said that we are dealing with the bioactive molecule. So the thiosemi-carbazones have the great variety in the biological activity. My titled molecule is the 3,4-difluoroacetophenone thiosemi-carbazone. So belongs to the here some experimental properties of this. This molecule is belong to the monoclinic system with P21 and C space group and the unit cell parameter. These are some crystal structure parameters, and the unit cell parameters are. These are some length in angstrom. The A, it has the 9.1147 angstrom. The B is 13.792, and the C, these are some unit cell parameters of that crystal. And these are some, as we have told, the angles between the unit cells. A is equal to 90, 100.70, and C is equal to 90. And volume of this unit cell is about the 1039.73. These are some in bracket approximated values. Now here we are going with result and discussion of the titled molecule DPTC. In the results, we have first optimized the geometry of the titled molecule. The first is the geometry optimization. The theoretical structure of titled molecule have been calculated by DFT method using B3LYP functional having extended basis set 6311 GTP and 6311 G++GDP with the help of Gaussian 9-mu package and geometry obtained from B3LYP 6311 GTP shown below. Actually, we have optimized our title molecule on 2 basis sets, but the geometry of the molecule is on this basis set 6311 GTP. Here in this figure, we can show our title molecule. Here a pyridine ring. At each corner there is a carbon, and this light blue color shows the sulfur atoms, and these white symbols show the hydrogen atom connected to the carbon. Similarly here, this blue color shows the nitrogen atoms. Here these white colors are hydrogen atoms, and this yellow color also shows the sulfur atoms. Here the next one is the natural bond orbital analysis. NBO analysis proved to be an efficient method for study of the intra and intermolecular bonding and interaction among bonds. By using the natural bond orbital analysis, we can calculate the hyperconjugative interaction between the atoms. It also provides the convenient basis for the interpretation of hyperconjugative interaction and electron density charge transfer from the filled lone pair electrons. Basically, NBO provides the most accurate possible natural Lewis structure of wave function. Because here the orbital details are mathematically clear, they include the highest possible percentage of the electron density. Here, after this slide, we have some NBO matrix values. The second order perturbation theory analysis of fork matrix in NBO basis of DPTC shows strong interaction, hyperconjugative interaction. Some important interaction between Lewis and non-Lewis orbitals along with their interacting stabilization energies we are presented in next table. From the table, we can see the larger value of E, that means the more intensive is the interaction between electron donors and electron acceptors. That is the more electron donating tendency from electron donors to acceptor, and the greater the extent of conjugation of the whole system. There are the analysis of Fock matrix. Sorry. Actually, we have run our optimized molecule using Gaussian 9 package by giving it the input file for the NBO analysis. Here we are using the basis set 6311 GDP, and the pathway of this given system is equal to be POP is equal to NBO, sorry. So here we get some donor donor NBOs, their energy, the acceptor NBOs, their energy, the energy, overall energy as we have discussed, and the energy difference between the acceptor and the donor, and then finally this Fock matrix element Fij. We have discussed these Fock matrix element after this. Here, the primary intramolecular hyperconjugative interaction of N to F9. Actually, N2 denotes the lone pair of the F9 atom. Distribute to sigma star C2 to C3 and sigma star C3 C4, resulting to a stabilization energy of 0.38 and 0.80 kilocalorie mole per respectively. Here we can see the first primary intramolecular hyperconjugative interaction. This is N2F9. Here it going, that means the lone pair going and distributed over the sigma star C2 and C3 and sigma star C3 and C4. Their energy in kilocalorie per mole is equal to 0.38 and 0.80, which we have discussed in next slide. After that, the secondary hyperconjugative interaction, sigma to sigma star also associated with the molecule, which stabilize the molecule up to 3.21, 3.75 and 4.22 kilocalorie per mole. Sorry. So here, the sigma to sigma star and the sigma to sigma star hyperconjugative interaction. Here, we have discussed these sigma C1 to C6 to sigma star C1 to C2, C1 to S7 and C2 to F8. The energy of these hyperconjugative interaction is between 3.21, 3.75 and 4.22. After that, the effective energy interaction between the fluorine lone pair, that is LPF8. LP can be denoted in terms of N1 and N2, and the sigma antibonding orbital sigma star of C1 to C2 and C2 to C3 with bond energy 1.07 and 0.63. Here we have denoted by these terms the lone pair of F8. This is distributed all over the sigma star bond C1 to C2 and sigma star bond C2 to C3 with energies 1.07 and 0.63. As we have discussed that the more intensive, the more the energy value, there is more intensive interaction between the electron donor and electron acceptors. Now we are coming to the HOMO-LUMO analysis. As we know, the HOMO is the highest occupied molecular orbital and the LUMO is the lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. So by using these terms, we can calculate the energy of that orbitals. Now the information about the highest occupied molecular orbital and lowest unoccupied molecular orbital are very important parameters for quantum chemistry. HOMO and LUMO are used to determine the molecular reactivity and the ability of a molecule to absorb light. HOMO, that is the highest occupied molecular orbital, which can be thought as the outer orbital containing electrons, tend to donate these electrons since it is being an electron donor. Hence, the energy of the HOMO is directly related to the ionization potential. On the other hand, LUMO can be thought as the innermost orbital containing holes to accept electrons. Hence, the LUMO energy is directly related to the electron affinity. There are some plot of HOMO and LUMO which we get throughout the Gaussian view software. Here, these color shows that where is red color, that is the atom is most negative charge, and this green color shows the atom with the positive charge. This only shows the highest occupied molecular orbital and the lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. With these color, there is negative and the positive charges. From the software, when we are using it, by using Gaussian view, we get the energy of HOMO is this minus 6.00310 electron volt, and energy of LUMO is minus 1.9861 electron volt. After this, we calculate the energy difference between the HOMO and LUMO. Then we found the value of energy gap is equal to 5.01694 electron volt. Here, from this, we can show that lowest the gap, then the reactivity is highest. If highest the gap, then the reactivity is lowest. By using this term, we can calculate the reactivity of the molecule. How do it react with some proteins, and how can we take it as an anti-drug? Here, on the basis of HOMO-LUMO energies, global reactivity description, such as energy of frontier molecular orbital, electronegativity, chemical potential, global hardness, softness, and electrophilicity index are described by using the HOMO-LUMO energy. Here are some formulas. For this is the electronegativity. What is electronegativity? Basically, electronegativity is the tendency to attract the shared lone pair. The lone pair which is shared among the bonds, the tendency to attract them, that is called the electronegativity. By using the energy of LUMO and energy of HOMO, we can calculate the electronegativity of that molecule. So that we found the electronegativity of that molecule is minus 3.99463 electron volt. The chemical potential. The chemical potential is can be described in terms that the energy derivative with respect to the electrons at fixed geometry. By using this definition, we can calculate the chemical potential of that molecule, which is the negative sign of the electronegativity. Mu is equal to minus chi electronegativity. The value of this we get 3.99463 electron volt. After that, we will calculate the global hardness and global softness and global electrophilicity index. Actually, according to these terms, we can say that the global hardness is the resistance of the electrons clouds of the atomic and molecular system, where we are using the small perturbation of the electric field. Simply, we can introduce the global hardness and the global softness. The global hardness formula is going used by these terms 1/2 energy of HOMO minus energy of HOMO. We get the energy values this 2.00847 electron volt, and the global softness by using the formula is equal to 1/2 eta, which get the value of 0.24894 electron volt power minus 1. After that, we are calculate the global electrophilicity index, which can be calculated by using the term the mu square upon 2 eta. The mu is the chemical potential and the eta is the global hardness. Here we have concluded our work. So the optimized molecular geometry was obtained for DPTC and matched with the parameters experimental single crystal X-ray diffraction. We can conclude that we have optimized geometry, which is related to the experimental data we have by using the crystal X-ray. Otherwise, stability of the molecules along with the hyperconjugative interactions and charge delocalization has been analyzed using natural bond orbital analysis. The small value of energy separation between the HOMO and LUMO and their atomic orbital compositions implies a charge transfer interaction within the molecules. Now the future scope of our work. We can use our work as the quantum chemical study of series of derivatives of DPTC can be provide a better drug with anti-leucemic and biological molecular properties. In the present work can be also extended to the doped molecules for exploring the enhanced in properties on doping. Similar work can also be extended to nanostructure like fluorine, graphene, and the nanotubes, etc. Our work can be extended up to the molecular docking also. We can dock our molecule by using some protein and using some softwares like VEDA software, and we can conclude its biological properties also. Here are some references. The standard reference of Young and Pair for the density functional theory and basis sets. Here are reference for the Gaussian 9, which software we have used. And this is the reference for the molecule which we have taken to optimize. Although, thank you.